We're all recorders here. We are listening to you in your homes and your tree houses. You are not safe. Oh, hi. We were just talking to enemies across the globe. We're freedom fighters for Australia. Welcome back to the Global Nerds Podcast, our side hustle. To my right, I have Mark. To my other right, I have Shy. Diagonally hanging upside down, I have the Night Moon Wolf himself, Ty. And across space and time, in dimensions hit thereto unknown, I see Hollow. Hi, Hollow. I love you.
Hello. Love you too.
Where's the love for the rest of us? I didn't hear. Oh, I love you all, guys. No, fine. Fine, Chris. It's fine. Cool. No,
that was me. For anybody not watching this on video, that was me kissing into the microphone.
Yeah.
It had to be done. Someone had to do it.
So it's going to be kind of a loose episode today, but we have some topics. So I see the D&D Baldur's Gate. Yeah, is that the one where? Okay, so Baldur's Gate.
Board game.
Yeah, like I didn't know if that was real. Like I didn't know if it was real or not.
I thought it was a joke. It was posted in a couple of Discords that I'm in, and I'm like, oh, it's probably just modders. Modders are just screwing around with people. And then I go on Clownfish TV this morning, and no, it's actual druid relationship things.
I looked. Sorry. I know. So I'll say this and then I'll let you carry on. I know that someone turned around and put on Twitter, and they went, "It's okay to have bear porn in video games, but we can't have anime girls."
I thought those were hentai games.
No. So the main thing for that is Sony have banned like quite a lot of JRPGs type of games that will have maybe a girl showing a bit of thigh or a bit of cleavage, and Sony is just completely and utterly getting rid of them. So it's like, you're banned. You're not allowed to have this whatsoever. But yeah. So carry on. What were you saying before?
I'm just like, okay. We've seen some pretty crazy stuff in video games, but apparently you can customize down there.
I mean,
sorry, huh?
I mean, if you want to be bear fresh, salmon.
I like fresh bears. That's what I heard. Fresh bears.
What do you mean customize?
Customize the fresh bears.
You can customize that part of the body, like literally customize it.
That's wow, and that's why Sony is banning.
Yeah. So Sony's got this really weird thing because it's so weird. So like back in the day, it would be like anime game comes out, Sony's all for it. Like that was to me that was the home of it all. And you think, okay, that's fine. And then quite recently, they're like, no, if there's any girls in this, you're not allowed it. Get rid of them, blah, blah, blah. And you think, okay, that's kind of a bit weird. But Nintendo come along, which are super, censor heavy. All right, now, mate, just do what you want. Just you want to put a girl being fucked? Fucking do it. It's all right, lad. You put that in there. And then now, it's like when I see this whole bear thing, I'm like, the fuck? Why?
I think every game needs a bear at some point. Street Fighter proved it. Tekken proved it. Actually, no, just Tekken. I don't think there was. Has there been a bear in Street Fighter yet?
Probably.
Maybe Street Fighter Cross Tekken, so that would probably count.
I mean, Tekken had
Street Fighter. Get a bear. Get a bear. Street Fighter. It's the next step. It's the next step in evolution.
Yeah, because I know Tekken had a kangaroo.
So, did anyone hear about this thing with Keke Palmer and her baby daddy or something like that?
I have no idea.
I heard a bit about it. I heard a little bit about it, but I didn't hear the full story.
Yeah, neither did I thought someone may have like I tried to do research, but all I could find was memes.
I'm looking up a little bitty bit of it right now. So apparently her boyfriend shamed her outfit or something.
I don't know. That's one subject I have never heard of.
Yeah, it was all over Twitter and Instagram for a while. Like they were all called. They made him delete his Twitter account.
There's a lot of. We can go into Twitter another day because that's a whole nother mess of
That's an
censorship
iceberg.
to account deletion
Yeah.
shenanigans.
I just want to give my 2 cents on that. Threads, we're rooting for you. Kill that fucking bird.
Kill the animals.
It
Oh, wait,
probably
we're not GDQ here, so we can't exactly go play that. Okay. Anyways,
I heard Microsoft released information about Sony is doing this PS5 Slim now for $300 or $400 or whatever.
oh, they do that. That's gonna be hilarious.
That's not. Does anyone here want to buy that?
Here's the thing. I have a PS5, and so far, looking at it from where I'm sitting, I would not mind a Slim of the PS5 because it is very, very bulky for the Kyber Corp PlayStation game system.
wouldn't it not be called Mokuba?
I mean, I always
No,
said
it's
that I would
Kaibo.
wait for it before I even bought it because, I just didn't buy into the whole I have to have a PS5 as soon as it come out. I'll wait till they drop the Slim for a cheaper price, which will work out all the bugs and kinks. That's how I always looked at it.
See, I thought that too, but then Final Fantasy 16 came out, and I'm like, done.
What did it for me, for PS4 was Spider-Man, and what's doing it for the PS5 for me is also Spider-Man, so.
Yeah. It was I think it was the Demon Souls remake for me.
Horizon.
I mean,
That is true. I've never played Demon Souls yet. I didn't even think about that game.
Horizon Zero Dawn was the reason why I bought a PS4, and then it was probably I was going to buy one for the second one, but that you can get that on PlayStation anyway. But it'd be Spider-Man that I buy a PS5 for, or I might wait for the PS6. I have no idea.
That's maybe like another 3 to 4 or 5 years.
And then they'll get my money. No, I'll probably get a PS5 then. But I've had no kind of inkling to I need this now.
Yeah,
So-
see, insane. Like even GTA 6, the announcement of that coming out next year, I'm still like, it made us wait so long, and then you literally milk GTA Online, and you're still milking that cow. That cow
The cow's
is
dead.
screaming.
The cow is
and-
dead.
Yeah, it's dead. It's rotten, and you're still milking it.
The milk is
Well-
bad. Leave that poor cow alone.
Well, we're not going to see GTA 6 for another 2 years
no,
because
they
of the
said it was
controversy
coming out.
behind it.
I thought it was coming out this year.
No, I heard it was coming out next year, to 2024.
There were rumors of it being 2 months, and then they're like, no, we had to push it out till December, and then everyone bitched and moaned because of the female protagonist. So now they're thinking, okay, well, what do you want us to do? Rewrite the
No, I
entire
like
story?
the female protagonist. I enjoy
It needs to happen.
Yeah, like I prefer playing as female characters in video games, especially if I can design my own character. I don't want to look at a muscular chiseled dude all day. Like, I don't mind looking at a feminine body with nice curves, and at the same time she's destroying shit in that world that I created her in.
I agree.
I just like seeing ass and tits, so I like playing games like that. But I'm not really bothered. I mean, like GTA 5 was a pretty decent game to me. I'm not really that bothered when it comes to whoever's the main protagonist. I just want to play like a really nice game. That's all I kind of want. So give me a good story like any day. That's what I want the most. So
100%. Speaking of good games, we don't talk about boxing a lot, but well, I guess boxing's not a good game. We haven't really seen many video game boxing video games, sorry, in a while.
I mean, we boxing is the superior boxing game, so you know.
Oh, yeah.
I see. I thought you were gonna segue into the iDubbbz thing with boxing just
That's
then.
what I was trying to do.
Okay. Yeah. I see. I heard that. Okay. So, does anyone want to talk about the iDubbbz thing, or does anyone want to know what's happened?
I'm just gonna say this: from most of the commentary channels that I watch, like Tipster, sometimes I'll watch Keemstar, they all hate iDubbbz. Like, they all hate them.
It's so. I think it's. I generally kind of think the reason why people hate iDubbbz is it's more kind of. It's not for the content that he used to produce, because I think obviously people need to kind of change, and that's fine. I just think he went around and went, right, you know, all my fans are fucking degenerate fucktards. We don't want them. Get rid of them. You know, if you liked me back in the day, you're scum type stuff, and like kind of that. But it's just the way that he's been kind of changing a lot over time. You know, like with Creator Clash, from what I see, a lot of people, like even like Keemstar, saying like, oh, you know, he thinks he's all high and mighty because he's now running things for charity. And you know, the whole Creator Clash quite recently, I thought it would have made like a couple $1 million for charity, but it made nothing for charity. Like, it didn't even break even, it didn't even do anything. You know, it made $0 because it looks like what they were doing is they were paying the boxers. So they, like, you had your 20k for training and stuff like that, but mainly it's just not done that well, and everyone's now, a few people are kind of criticizing it, but it's, you know, it's fucked up. So
From what I've seen in a couple of videos, one thing was in common. He should have gotten better publicity and gotten someone to actually advertise it correctly. It was done within a week of the actual event. Dude, you're a freaking idiot.
yeah, I'm just trying to find out what Keemstar actually said, so I'm just kind of looking forward to it. Not looking for it.
Is Keemstar the idiot here? I missed a lot, sorry.
iDubbbz.
Yeah, it's the iDubbbz boxing situation. You know, I think
Keemstar boxing would definitely be an interesting thing.
To be fair, I think the only fight that people want to see is Ethan versus Keemstar. That's the only one that people want to see. Like,
Skyver?
Ethan Klein versus Keemstar.
H3, definitely.
That is way too much cringe for one space, man.
I want to see it. I really want to see it. Okay, so this is what Keemstar said. He was, iDubbbz and his wife been talking shit publicly and privately about every other influencer boxer promotion for years. They've been acting like they are morally better because they are fighting for charity. Yesterday we found out officially that their fights were not fighting for charity. The fighter was paid. We also find out that Creator Clash lost $250,000 due to poor PPV sales, and no money went to charity at all this year. Personally, I am so sick of influencers flexing the charity card on others when money is not even for them. From the influencer, it's from your fans. The fans never get the credit. The influencer. The fans never get the credit. The influencer gets the credit for being a good person. So I say, let iDubbbz and his wife with the credits. They are desperately want these two responsible for donating $0 to charity this year, even when they promised to do the exact opposite. You know, and I mean, a lot of people are going to turn around now and say, oh yeah, but now Ian streamed for 24 hours and donated money like that, and they're saying like, oh, people are, you know, it's in the name of Creator Clash. Now, me personally, I don't feel like that's a way, like, you know, on behalf of the charity we do this. No, the event happened on this day. That's what it should be. Like, so I know people are going to kind of like sort that up.
If I'm going to be real, I don't think it's that big a deal. I think, honestly, I remember forgetting more than once that Creator Clash was even happening. I think it was just lackluster marketing. It happens.
Yeah, and with this whole thing, it's if you're gonna get paid celebrities to fight, okay, but let them know it's for charity and that most of the proceeds will go to charity.
They didn't know it was for charity?
Ew.
Ruh-roh.
I think a lot of it, at this point, I swear iDubbbz is creating drama just to get views.
I think he might not be in a very good place mentally. I mean, whenever I turn on one of his videos, he looks like he's about to burst into tears at any second. I think he might just need a break.
Yeah. I think the way that I see all of this is, I feel like, I mean, I don't want to say, I don't know if it's his wife kind of jumping in, because a lot of people are saying like, oh, it's her doing it. But I feel like maybe she wanted to kind of like take him down a few pegs and stuff like that. Just so that so she can say, I ruined iDubbbz. Now, I'm not asked about the whole, like, how he's changed. I just don't want to see someone who, you know, get absolutely fucked over by someone who will probably leave him in a couple of years because things aren't working out, and actually just destroyed him as a person.
From what I've seen, there's at least 1 or 2 videos a month talking about iDubbbz, so I don't think he's really changed. I mean, it could be worse. He could be without a crystal ball and comment on the most stupidest things, get sued by YouTubers, celebrities, and not settle the court cases.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's a whole nother.
Yeah, I mean, I think. Sorry, go on.
We've seen plenty of people do worse. I really think iDubbbz is just kind of in identity crisis right now. I mean, he was such a different content creator once upon a time. His audience is still mainly from those days, and he's trying to be something else, and that can be a hard tightrope to walk. So yeah, man, I wish nothing but the best for him, man. I hope he figures out whatever's going on.
I hope he does. I think he probably will in time, but I don't know. Like, me personally, I just think, I mean, he can't be who he was back in the day. You know, all his content, like the terms and conditions have completely changed. But yeah, like, I think even if he's a smart individual, he can make something interesting, and then he would have the fan base. I think what's happened now is that because he's insulted his audience, his fans that have put him in this position, he's lost a lot of credibility. And I feel like it will take a lot of time for him to kind of like build that up.
I fully agree. And wasn't it you, Mark, that said if you're known for a specific thing and then all of a sudden you change to another subject or problem, it looks bad on you. So make a different channel.
Yeah. So the way that I found with YouTube in general is, if, like, say I make Power Ranger content, so if I then shift to then talking about drama, I know that the people who have subscribed for YouTube for Power Rangers aren't going to go, oh shit, well, I want to know what happens with iDubbbz. Like, you know, no one cares. So, you know, but then if I, you know, like, I've got another channel called Oh Hi Mark, which is me talking about all this drama. So then that's attracting the YouTube, like, people who like drama and then going over there. And that's the main thing there. So if I then turn around and said, oh, I'm going to talk about Power Rangers, they're going to go, what the fuck? Like, we want you to talk about this drama or that drama or little things like that. And that's how it kind of, that, to me anyway, that's how it kind of really goes. So yeah, I think it's just a little bit kind of meh.
I feel like that if you want to do that, do it slowly, you know, like every once in a while. But I think it was when PewDiePie moved away from scary games into Happy Wheels, he would, like, every once in a while post a Happy Wheels video, more scary games, more and more Happy Wheels videos. It's a slow transition you want to go for. Yeah. But at the end of the day, man, I mean, being a people pleaser on YouTube is a recipe for disaster. And I say this as someone who's trying to stop being a people pleaser myself. Being true to yourself will take you a long way. The fans you get will be real ones.
Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah. I think it's just, there's so much stuff when we kind of see it. But yeah, it's just be true. You know, people are gonna follow you regardless. Like, they're gonna support it and stuff. But yeah, I always think, just be true. You know, why be a dick?
Yeah. I mean, there's no fucking reason you should ever be a dick.
Yeah.
And don't be a full shill either.
So, okay, so I think moving into the next topic. Sentai jackets. So, have you all heard of Sentai jackets?
I've been wanting to get one for a while.
So, Sentai jackets is set up by my friends Rich and Nick. And
yeah, I remember them. Yeah. They got the bitch ass Power Ranger jacket. I mean, Sentai jacket.
Yep. And they've just recently come out with the rescue jacket from Lightspeed Rescue. And
I thought they already did that.
No, this is the first time. This is up for pre-orders at the moment. Probably out if someone comes on later on. But it's coming around about the September 1st of 2023. So that's when the pre-orders stop, but then it will ship in September, which is a really nice thing. So to kind of give a bit of a blurb, this isn't a jacket that you put on once and then that's it. This is actually a full-on proper jacket.
Everyday jacket.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. That's dope.
Yeah. So it starts off from extra small to 6XL. It's waterproof. It's got premium fabrics, interchangeable patches. So if you wanted to have any of the Rangers from Lightspeed Rescue, you can do. It has 16 pockets. It's embroidered. It has 3 meters of reflectiveness. I have no idea what that is. It's just 3M. D-rings, accessory clips, inner pockets, snap closures, zipper pull tabs, adjustable belts, unisex design, full black satin liner, YKK zippers, drawstring hem, accurate detailing, Velcro cuffs, and extendable zip forearms. So yeah, effectively, the way that I see this is if you're into camping and stuff like that, then this would literally be the way forward. If you wanted to wear it, and it's not something that I'm guessing wouldn't rip straight away. So I feel like this would easily do it quite quick. You could wear this, go out, fight fires, whatever one that you want to do. You could be the Lightspeed Rescue.
So that's why all of these are stupid expensive, $500, $1,000, $800, just to name a few. Because I'm looking at the Deca one, almost $1,200 US.
So, when I first saw these, I generally thought that they were being like recap, they're being remade. But what you're seeing is these are like Bandai premium items. So I'm guessing that they first started off by buying some of these stuff so that you could buy it. So like Deca Red. Literally, it just says here Deca Red jacket, Ban a Kaiser, I don't know what it is. So it's signed by the actor who plays Deca Red. And it says, please note, this is the exact same jacket worn by both Japanese Deca Red and American SPD Red Rangers actors on the same day. So, yeah, it's the jacket that's been on there that's, I'm thinking, used. If you scroll down to, say, something like, and I really like the Operation Overdrive jacket. I hate the series, but I really like the actual outfit itself. But like you've got like the Deca Break. So when I was looking at that, I was like, damn, that's expensive. But it's official Bandai premium item. So that's why it's probably expensive. I mean, Bandai premium jackets all the time, anything Bandai premium is goddamn expensive anyway.
I keep expecting the picture I'm looking at to turn into a Nickelodeon commercial.
Which one are you looking at?
The one you just posted in the chat.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, that one I generally kind of like that. So I'm liking the fact that Rich and all the guys there are taking something that people want. So I reckon that you could probably see an entire like outfits and stuff like that of like people in general. So like, you know, it's like, oh, I really want to wear what, say, like I know they've got RPM here, but maybe RPM jackets, or you know, the whatever they have, or the training geese from Thingamabob, Jungle Fury. You know, what people actually generally kind of want. So that's how I kind of see all of this. So I quite like the fact that they're doing it, and I give them my full support. It's not a jacket that I would wear, like I would wear it, but it would just stay in the closet because I don't go out into the wilderness and stuff like that. But I do generally really like it. I think it's really cool.
And I mean, Nerd Up has some pretty good products, but I guess when it comes to it, it really all depends on what you're after. I have a couple jackets from Nerd Up and a couple hats. Really nice quality. Very warm in the winter, believe it or not. With accurate jackets that you would possibly wear. Yeah, sorry. Like, say, the Rescue Series jacket, or like the Ninja Geese, or even the vests from Wild Force. Like, if you want to spend the money to have it as a cosplay item, I would definitely go for this. Like, the Go Buster Yellow looks pretty neat.
I think a lot of their stuff on Sentai jackets and stuff look really, really nice. So it's a nice way, because I know with Bandai premium items, some of them are really hard to get hold of. I know they've got a Gokaiger leather the one, and I actually have one because Bandai of Japan decided to do a second run. So I was very lucky to get one. I was like, I've always wanted one of these. So I generally like that sort of stuff. So having a place where you can easily buy it is, I think, such a good option.
It looks, I haven't bought a patch for them. I think their patches are a little overpriced. I just bought recently from K20 a couple of patches. They came out really nice quality for around $20-$30 in total for 2 patches. But I can see where they're going with. They're nailing down the accuracy. Like, hardcore nailing it down.
You said that they're like $500 to $1,000 a piece, right?
Yes.
Oh, that's the one downside. Because
Yeah.
otherwise, this is nostalgia galore. You know it would sell.
And that's probably why they're so expensive too, is people will pay these prices.
As that pro wrestler at the Fayetteville Con said, though, lots of people who get into Power Rangers end up needing credits. So, like, I mean, can they afford that? That's the question. You remember that guy, right?
I never went to Fayetteville.
You did?
No, I didn't go to Fayetteville. I begged to go to have another driver, but we're not going to get into that here. What's the line from Jurassic Park from the lawyer? We can charge up to $1,000 and people will pay it.
I don't know. It's risky either way, man. Objectively.
As someone who rides motorcycles, I can guarantee that I fully plan on buying like a motorcycle suit to match my bike. So, yeah, and I know it's not going to be cheap.
Steam motorcycle, man.
Hmm?
A Power Rangers themed motorcycle, dude. That'd be great.
Yeah.
I'm wondering how much these things cost to make. Like, how are they justifying that price?
Depending, I'm guessing it would be like materials and stuff like that, isn't it? It's more. Then you've also got to have the fact that you're having someone make it. So, yeah, it's like, say for example, you go to a camping shop, and then you see the fact is that your tents and stuff like that are always going to be like super expensive and stuff, because obviously they've got the manufacturer, they've got the material, it has to be built in a certain way. So, and then also obviously you've got to probably pay the artist who designed it, or the designer, should I say, and then you've got to take a little bit of a cut as well. So that's how I would imagine. And to be fair, for something like that could be used on a day-to-day basis like that, I think it'd probably generally be worth that price. It just depends though, isn't it? Like, people will buy like a lot of things anyway, like, that doesn't make sense, Mark, but like, they'll put the money into it if they like it. And I feel like this also shows that people want to buy this sort of thing. Like, you want people to go, okay, well, I want this pre-order, so you can then like gauge it, because let's say for example they need to sell like 200 and then 250 people do it, then it's profitable. If, say for example, you still got to sell 200 but then let's say 100 people buy it, it's a maybe this isn't worth it type of thing. So then it's just back to the drawing board. But for this to be a physical everyday thing, like, you could use this every day or whatever you want it, I think it's kind of worth it. So yeah, everyone's just gone really, really quiet.
I don't know.
Yeah,
those prices give me mad pause, man.
I think because obviously this is their first thing that they've also made as well. I'd say okay, maybe they could find someone. But again, if you want to scrimp on like savings and how to say that you don't want this material to be the best material, whatnot, it's a little bit harder for Bandai of Japan when they're selling the premium stuff. That's what they kind of like set it out. Like, I remember when Zenkaiger came out, I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. Like, I really liked some of their outfits, and then seeing one for like a shirt for like $600-700, I was like, the fuck, like I can't justify it. Let me see if I can find the prices.
Jamie, pull that up. We need a Jamie here.
Where are we? I don't know, because it's probably because I know when I was doing this with my friend, like the Sentai Roundup, we were looking at clothes and I was like, oh my god, this is amazing, and I was like, holy shit. No, like I wouldn't want to do it. I wouldn't want to put that much money into like a top or a thingy. Okay, I mean, like Where's the premium stuff? We'll come back to this. I will continue to look for it. So let's either move on to the next topic or whatever.
Anyone seen the new Mission Impossible movie?
It's not out yet.
When it comes out, though.
I'll probably skip it. Not really into the not
Ooh,
really
after Fallout?
into it.
After Fallout, though?
I don't really care about new Mission Impossible movies, except for the first 3. I can't stand the rest of them. It just
Have you
doesn't
not
feel
even
like
Fallout?
it just doesn't feel like a Mission Impossible movie. It feels like it feels like the Fast and the Furious franchise to me.
I thought Fallout was great, man. I thought that was one of that's up there with like Casino Royale and Mad Max Fury Road. It's like one of the best action movies. I'll let you guys know how it is next episode if you'd like.
I thought it doesn't come out for another month.
It's out in the UK tomorrow.
So probably a week or 2. Anyways, we had some cancellations for some figures lately. And people aren't happy about those figures being canceled. Mark, what figures got canceled recently?
Oh yeah, sorry, because I've had to change regions on my computer. So hang on. Okay, before we talk about that one, okay. Right. Okay. So I know like the viewers can't see this, so I'm gonna send you guys a picture, right? And we're talking about how this is over, like how much, like if you think like overpriced and stuff. How much do you think that's from Zenkaija? That is, I think, Flint's. So that, again, you know, for women, how much do you think that goes for?
120. I'm gonna go a little bit higher.
$120. Okay, so I'm still working it out. Okay, so guesses?
150.
150.
I'll say is it from looking at it?
So it
looks like a cosplay shirt, but is it from someone that designs clothes?
This is from the premium Bandai in Japan. So this is their 100%. Like basically, they just sell off. Like they don't sell the clothes off, so they'll mass produce them if you wanted to buy it.
Maybe anywhere between $200, $300.
So it is $201. That's at the time of this recording. That's just for a shirt, by the way. That's not for anything. So most of these items go for around about maybe 100, 200. And stuff like that. So if you imagine, like, if they're selling off just one item, where say Sentai jackets are selling an entire complete thing, then the prices like kind of vary. Even I'd say a pullover jacket is around about say maybe $190. So you'd have to kind of, if you wanted a complete look, you'd have to buy it. You have to spend a lot of money. Just for it. But yeah, no, I just found it now while searching the premium Bandai store. But unfortunately, you have to be from Japan if you want to buy it.
Go figure, huh?
Yeah. So
I'm possibly moving to Japan one day anyway. So if I do and I get the jacket, I'll buy us all jackets. How about it?
if you want, that's absolutely very generous of you. I'm gonna see how much King Hjdejd is, because that's one of the new ones, because Zenkai is like a couple of years old.
Yeah.
But while I'm looking into that, Shears, like their stuff's even more expensive.
Oh no, how bad?
Okay, so I'm not gonna play the game. So this is the Purple Rangers jacket? Yeah, it's her thing. That is just the jacket. So if you've seen her in a Ranger civilian costume, that's literally what we're looking at. So that piece of material is worth, at the time of this recording, $464.45.
Ow.
And that is just, that's not including I'm guessing the button-up thing. I don't know. But yeah, like I say, all this sort of stuff, like it's super expensive. Yeah, so you don't even get the button part. So you don't, you'd have to spend more money on. Hang on. So I'm now showing everyone the kind of the waistcoat thing that you need to get. So you don't even get that together, and then that one is it's not 3,000. Let me find it because it's definitely not. Oh yeah. So you're looking at. I wish it was like $21. $232.22 roughly.
So roughly, if you're going to cosplay that specific ranger, or
that's only
what are they called? Around $400.
Yeah, so that's only if you're doing it with premium stuff. Obviously, other people are completely different, but that's the sort of stuff that you're kind of expecting to kind of pay. We're just going. This segment is just going to be a thing now that I'm looking into it. I get very kind of like invested in this sort of stuff at times. So that the Yellow Ranger's dress goes for what? $541, and that's just the actual dress, which looks quite nice. But again, I probably wouldn't do it. Okay, I found the biggest one, boys. Before we move on to the toy figures, I just want to double check something. Okay, no.
Yeah.
So this is.
I love these outfits though.
They are really, really nice. Okay, so we are just mainly looking at this item here. So I'm now going to play the game. So for the viewers at home, for the listeners, we're talking about the kind of cape thing that the Red Ranger has. So it's obviously the thing that goes down on his left or right hand side. It says here it's the Osha Sensei King Oja gut cloak, basically. How much do you think that cloak is worth?
So believe it or not, I would actually pay around $300 for that.
$300. You paid $300.
Around 6 to 7.
Looking at the material.
Okay. Would you like me to tell you the price?
Maybe.
The price for this one item, so it is just a cloak. That is it. $1,006.31.
Yeah.
You're paying
Holy
grand.
moly.
Yep.
But I get
Maybe even the grand.
I get cosplay is expensive, but wow.
Yeah. That's if you're buying it officially. Like unofficially, it's absolutely fine. But that's if you wanted the premium Bandai. But yeah, like I wouldn't pay that much. And that's tax included as well. Didn't have tax.
No, tax and shipping are separate.
Oh, that's not including shipping.
Yeah, shipping is, well, depending on because it looks like you're using Amazon Prime or Amazon.
Nope, that is Bandai Premium only. So it's not using Amazon.
Oh, okay. It's the setup that threw me off. Yeah, it doesn't even look like they have payment plans.
No, they just want the end.
Just screw that up.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's literally just some of the stuff that's actually on here. So yeah, I wouldn't want to buy. I mean, I'm not a big fan of King Oja that much anyway. So I'd hate to see what the Spider Ranger's got, because his outfit's pretty cool. So I imagine that's going to be freaking insane.
I'm gonna guess 1,500.
Oh, it's not even on here. So yeah, it
That
will be
being
there.
the keyword.
Yeah, I mean, there's socks for like 2,000 yen. But let's move on from this. So figures that you said. Yeah, so they cancelled Madam Woe and I think the Tiger Zord from Super 7. Which again is a bit meh, but meh.
I don't know much about Super 7, but I know the Tiger Zord. That sucks, man.
Yeah.
And
It's a cool Zord. Why would you cancel that?
I believe a lot of people were complaining in a couple of the Power Ranger groups I'm in. They canceled because their contract expired, and the Lightning Collection ones are also canceled because of this. Correct me if I'm wrong.
So I wouldn't say that the license is cancelled because they're still bringing out product, and also the Lightning Collection wouldn't be cancelled at all because Hasbro own that, and they're not going to give up their bread and butter. And I think it's been confirmed that by Josh from Taku Topics that they're still doing it in 2024. So I don't think it's a licensing problem. I have no idea why these two were cancelled because they're still bringing out the White Ranger. I don't know, because Madam Woe would have been the one to keep hold of the most rather than another Tommy figure. Tiger Zord, I'm not really that bothered. It's a cool looking Zord, but then again, I don't like the overpricing of Super 7, and considering that they've just brought out the fucking shitty triangled ones, not my favorite.
Yeah, those do not look pretty at all. Like, if you were going for like a cartoon, okay, fine. Wait a minute, why couldn't they have just gone to Lego for those?
Yeah, I mean, I think just at the end of the day, when it comes to this whole nostalgia thing, is a little bit kind of, to me, like really, really annoying, because you're now trying to focus on what Bandai did back in the day with the old Bandai Rangers, where it's like, those are what people want toy-wise, but yet you're putting really shitty figures that can't really move or pose. Like, I know you couldn't really pose much with the originals, but we're now in a day and age where I don't want to pay like $50, $60 for a figure that doesn't do anything. Like, we're far beyond that sort of thing, and I know it's retro. I can't do air quotes, but it's just the point where this doesn't make me want to go out and buy it. This makes me just want to go, what the actual fuck?
Yeah, it makes absolute zero sense. And you got to look at packaging too. How well this is sit on your shelf if you decide to say, okay, I'm gonna just keep it complete in box.
Yeah, I think that's what it's mainly for. I think it is just you want this on display. You're not going to take this out of the box, but people are going to probably buy two of them and then go like, okay, one in box, one out of box. But yeah, it just, to me, it doesn't, like, just looking at the photo, it doesn't remind me of the past. It doesn't remind me of my childhood. It's just, yeah, cool, you've taken the box, and that's literally it. Well done.
Well, quite frankly, if we're gonna go nostalgia on everyone, how about help out the cosplayers that want the old morphers? I saw a few complaints in one or two of the groups. It was varied, but they're like, when are we gonna get? I think one of them was rumored to have the Mystic Wand Morpher. So I forget what it's called off the top of my head.
Yeah, I know which one. I know which one you mean.
The Mystic Force.
I think the reason why people if people really want, I think that if people really want these morphs, then yeah, you have to kind of speak out for them, because Hasbro aren't going to do anything. Hasbro are going to be like, oh fuck this shit, like, you know, we don't know anything about this. But then again, will it sell though? That's the whole thing.
A lot of people buy up a lot of these morphers and cosplay-ish items. I just helped out a friend get the Turbo Navigator for like $60 when it runs average 150.
Cool, I can sell mine now. Yay! Yeah, I mean, I get it. Like, people will want to buy morphers because that's it. But if you want, like, say for example, if you want something like a memorial version of that item from Power Rangers, I think Hasbro need to be made aware of it, because otherwise, how do you know that there's a market for it? You can say, yeah, cool, I want it, but unfortunately, you have to share it with how, you know, you have to share it and say, hey, I want it, because when you create that buzz, that hype, that's when people go like, oh my god, I want it.
Some wholesome news if you guys are interested. Tina and I are planning to binge all of Power Rangers. She's joining me on that.
Nice. Are you doing it all in order?
All in order, baby.
Done.
Binge.
Well, better get looking for all those DVDs.
Oh, it's all on YouTube.
You need
Yeah.
snacks and energy drinks, and maybe a whole lot of inspiration. The kind you can inhale.
Energy drinks can give you some inspiration, bro. Speaking of which, did you guys hear about Logan and KSI getting all those Prime bottles thrown at them?
Yeah, it was a stunt, wasn't it?
Yeah. What do you guys? I mean, I got mixed feelings about that. I mean, they left the part where it was planned out, so that's genius marketing. I mean, they had several other organizations promoting them for free, but on the other hand, like, so like, dude, so many celebrities are getting shit thrown at them now. What the fuck is up with that?
It's because it's either. Oh,
I
sorry,
mean, some performers straight up like got her eye split open because she got hit with a dude's phone while she was on stage. And just for the record, the fucker got arrested for assaults after that.
Good.
I think he's facing 5 to life at least. But yeah, I mean, like, that we gotta stop normalizing that shit, bro.
I think it's because a lot of time people think they can get away with it. Like, if you're in a big crowd and suddenly one thing comes out of nowhere and hits it, you can't really go, that guy did it, or that person did it, or that girl did it. It's a lot harder. So, but when you get stuff like with marketing, like with what Logan and KSI did, it generates people talking about it. Because if you look at commentary channels and they go like, oh my god, guys, just to let you know, like, you know, Prime has been thrown at KSI and Logan, then people talk about it. People will instantly make more of it. And yeah, it's a good marketing strategy at times, but then it kind of, I don't know, it just sounds really bad at the same time. You know, to me personally, it doesn't sell well. It just makes me go, oh shit, no one liked that product. Like, no one gave a shit about it.
Yeah, and you're normalizing celebrities getting hurt by having shit thrown at them.
Yeah. I mean, look at how, like, so there's a person over here called Mizzy, and I absolutely hate this guy. I hate what he stands for, and the fact is that, you know, he gets away with a lot of stuff. So
he stands for nothing. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but he wanted to do this whole movement, and again, like, obviously I'm talking about it, or we all know about it because we've all seen it. But then quite recently, he went into a shop and over here in the UK and just trashed the shop. But then the thing is, even if that's like, he's got money in his hand, he's like, oh, look at this. And even if some people are saying that he paid the shopkeeper to do it, you don't see that sort of thing on that side. You don't see the fact that, he gave the guy maybe a couple £100, said, let me just trash your shop for a bit, or we'll clean up afterwards or whatever. But the message that it sends out is that you can do what you want. So these, like, some kids, like, and I know probably London kids are going to probably look at it and go, I can do that. I can do the exact same thing. And they'll go and do it, and there's no repercussions from it. But, if it's Mizzy going like, oh, look at this, like, I was doing this for a publicity stunt. Well, yeah. And again, like, if some people say, oh, I can throw a prime bottle of KSI as well as Logan Paul, people are going to do it because they saw someone do it and thought, yeah, that's absolutely fine. There's no repercussions from it.
Yeah, it's just normalizing bad shit.
And that's the problem, because quite frankly, when Logan or Jake, whichever the two, did that Suicide Forest video back then, he should have been arrested right there on the spot. Just, I don't care if you're a celebrity, you are trashing a culture so bad that you are disrespecting millions of families. Get the hell out of here, you're banned, and you have to stay in jail for 60 days.
I think the security guard did consider arresting him.
They all wanted, from some reports that I watched.
What about the guy who stole the plaque in Korea? I think it was. Like the guy who got arrested in Korea, who stole a plaque, and he ended up going to prison over there.
Oh, I think I heard about that one. Yeah. I
mean, so if well, my thing is, you should always do your research before going to different countries. Look up your Class A felonies and B felonies, of course, or anything that would be considered like you not coming back home.
Or just don't film a dead body in a forest. You don't have to research that part.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah, of course. Many people know about the Suicide Forest just from YouTube videos and stuff, and they know what's appropriate and not appropriate.
You can always hire, and this is what people misconstrued, is you can always hire a guide. But they don't, because they think, oh, we know everything. We'll be fine. We'll be fine.
Well, the guy was clearly looking for a dead body. You see in his eyes.
He was looking for clout.
Yeah, he hides it, but you see it in his eyes. He was looking for the thing. He was happy when he came across a corpse, because he's just, at that point, he's doing anything for views, because back then, before YouTube started accounting for watch time, even if you clicked on a video just to give it a dislike, you're still giving it a view.
Yeah. I agree. I think Logan wanted that. He wanted that shock value, and obviously it massively worked. But I think that he thought he could get away with it, and yet that massive backlash was so hard, and he was just like, shit, I'll never do this again. But unfortunately, it sparks other people doing it. I think Aiden Ross wanted to go do it. Aiden Ross wanted to go off and do it and do something very similar. You had what was that name? J Station. He wanted to go do the exact same thing and do his shitty 3 a.m. challenges, which did not work absolutely at all. It was fucking stupid as fuck. But that's what it sparks. If Logan did it, I can go do it. I mean, look at the other guy at the moment who's tearing it up in Japan, and that was Johnny Somali or whatever, and he fucking disrespected the entire country. But it sparks other people to go do the same sort of thing, because that's it. They want to be the exact same. They want that same sort of clout, and it's all just for fucking clout, isn't it?
That became inevitable again when money got thrown into the mix. The tensions, the economy, man.
Yeah.
I'll hit you guys up when I decide to jump off that cliff. You know, just to give you guys a fair warning ahead of time.
Do I need to then give you a stern British talking to? Just telling you off, like, don't be a dick. Stop it. Stop it.
If it's not too late for me by then. You're welcome to try.
We'll pull you back from that cliff. We don't want you going down that road.
Chris, what did we learn today? Nothing. Fuck!
It'd be like, don't do it. You don't want to have all the people angry at you. You don't want this. No, we're not angry at you. We're just really disappointed.
Thing is, I'm way past the point of giving a fuck what like the consequences are for me, but I have people in my life who would pay those consequences too. That's why I try to keep things, you know, for the most part, squeaky clean.
You should wear a mask.
Get plastic surgery, run off to Cuba. You'll never find me there.
They still haven't got Tupac yet.
Yeah, it's cool that we still have like. It makes me grateful for the wholesome content creators we still got, though. I mean, Mr. Beast, just like the rare kind of like rich person we've been wanting for a very long time, the kind who actually gives back to his community. And you have people like Charlie White, or for those of you who don't know him by his real name, Moist Critical, and PewDiePie, like, you know, people who have made a lot of money, who have gotten big, but they, through some trial and error, admittedly, they didn't let it get to their heads. They stayed humble. They stayed true to themselves, you know? And I think Jack's my boy, Jacksepticeye, yes. Markiplier, you know, it's...
I haven't seen too much from Mark on the charity levels, but, oh wait, no, him and Jack did the, okay. I was trying to think of...
He jumps in on Thankmas every time.
Well, I remember of a YouTube video Jack did a couple months back where he's sitting in a chair. He's just sitting there. And there's just tears streaming down his face. It was for a charity. It was the reaction video of one of his recent charities, and I think Mark was in on that. I forget what event it was. Can't think of it off the top of my head. I'd have to go looking.
It might. Are you sure it wasn't Thankmas?
It may have been.
Because that's his big thing.
The way that I've been thinking about a lot of like how these influencers, like say Logan versus Mr. Beast and stuff like that, the way that I kind of see it is the fact that if you've grown up with no money, then you appreciate things like 10 times better in life. But if you grow up in a thing where you have tons of money, and you know, then it's more kind of like, oh shit, like, you know, the rules don't apply to me, and then you can do whatever you want effectively. That's how I've kind of seen it.
I mean, like, for every person who is rags to riches, who comes up and does great things, you also have somebody who might just crack under the weight of it all. And like, that's where all the malignancies like school shootings can come from. I mean, like, you know, trauma isn't guaranteed to make a hero. It's what you choose to do with what you've got at the end of the day, whether you come from trauma or not. I mean, we're all going to suffer hardships, but like, whether you are somebody who is coming from nothing up to something much more, or you've been given everything and you decide to choose to do so much more than that. I mean, like, we all talk about Batman losing his parents, but we forget the part where, you know, he was still rich and he chose to do, he could have just gone and he could have just gone and hid behind all of his money, but he didn't, you know. He chose to do so much more than that and actually turn his pain into something that could help others. But no matter where you come from, it's just a matter of the choice.
But okay, so free for all then, boys. Free for all. What shall we talk about now?
Any good
Is it
movies you guys
anything-
watched lately?
I haven't watched anything properly for a long time.
I restarted Pokemon.
Which one?
Oh, true.
OG Pokemon.
Ooh.
Oh, he going to the gold and silver era, right?
Let's just say it was a lot funnier than I thought it was. And I went to watch one of the new episodes. I'm like, this doesn't feel like Pokemon anymore.
Yeah, the one on Netflix sucks.
Yeah.
I tried to watch it on Netflix. I could not watch it, man. It was like, damn, I don't feel like what we was watching when we was younger. It like, it ain't give me no young vibes. It just give me like a newer vibes to Pokemon.
Yeah, I'm glad that it ended with Pikachu just going full Super Saiyan against a Charizard who also went kind of Super Saiyan. That was actually really cool to end the series. And the fact that they finished with him finally winning a championship. That was really nice to see.
Wait, which Pokemon was that?
It's I know it's the newest one. Let me have a quick look.
Because I was like, wait, this is way different.
Yeah, it's basically I think it's Pokemon Horizons. So they kind of because they're in. Oh no, it's not Pokemon Horizons. That's the newest one. So they wanted to. I think they wanted to kind of end the. I think it's Pokemon Journeys. They wanted to end the series completely, and so yeah, they made Ash become the world champion. It's a really nice. It's a really nice episode. I think it's called. Is it this good? No, Partners in Time is the episode, and then you've got like the Mew from here, and then it kind of carries on. But yeah, it's Partners in Time. I think it is.
Yeah, that's different.
Yeah.
It's just like, fuck it, we gonna end there like that.
Well, it's Ash's final episode.
From this one,
A good run.
I
with him.
don't think. Yeah, there's actually a few more. 1, 2, 3, 4 more episodes. Is it 5? Yeah, there's 4 more episodes after that one, and then I think they carry it on because Ash is basically doing like a world tour. So the last time that he appears in it is called The Rainbow and the Pokemon Master, and that came out on March 24th, 2023. So that's the last time that Ash is in that series. And I don't know if they wrap it up completely, but either way, yeah, it's not bad. And then you now got the new one.
I mean, Ash couldn't carry the franchise forever. Neither could Pikachu have. I don't know. I'm excited to see where they go after him.
Yeah, I think he had a good run. I
So
really do.
they're basically trying to get rid of Pokemon.
I think
I don't think they are.
No,
They'd
like,
be idiots if they did that. I mean, like, it's made more money than Star Wars.
Ain't
Yeah.
make more money than Yu-Gi-Oh?
yeah,
I think
by
it
far.
has, yeah.
Yeah, because Yu-Gi-Oh went downhill real quick after,
it's like the
after
big-
we grow up.
Pokemon's like the
Yu-Gi-Oh!
biggest franchise ever.
That's gonna get don't get into Yu-Gi-Oh lore. That oh my god.
I used to watch the
lore.
hell
You're
out of
not,
Yu-Gi-Oh,
you're not
man.
crawling out of that rabbit hole.
Man, I'm just saying, I watched the hell out of Yu-Gi-Oh, man. I liked it that, but I like Pokemon. I ain't front on that shit. And then all of a sudden, it's just like I ain't heard, like it went downhill somewhere else. So I ended up catching up on Tubi where all the damn Yu-Gi-Ohs at. Movies and stuff that I ain't see. I only see like one Yu-Gi-Oh movie out of that whole thing. And then I see on Tubi, they got like 4 or 5 movies. Then they got Beyblade. That's another one. What's a childhood thing? I thought Beyblade never gonna stop. So.
with Beyblade, I'm gonna stick with the original first one because even though the song for Rise was really good, I'm just gonna stick to the original.
Oh yeah, the original was good though. I ain't front. The show was good. It just shows that we grow up on it. Kid, I don't know what to do.
Our childhood was good when it came to anime.
Yeah.
It's like when
we got some
went.
of the craziest ones.
Entertainment in general. I mean, we got great movies, great cartoons. We grew up with Courage the Cowardly Dog, Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yo,
Simpsons.
I seen that done with Scooby-Doo, yeah.
Scooby-Doo was good shit.
Yeah, with Courage the Cowardly Dog and Scooby-Doo together, that joint was nice on Matt. I don't know if y'all seen that yet, but it's on Matt. Scooby-Doo and Courage the Cowardly Dog. That was together.
Courage is still one of my favorite shows, hands down. That without that show, I wouldn't be nearly as tough as I am today. Thank you, Courage the Cowardly Dog, for toughening me up and giving me all the necessary trauma I need to face life.
The dog's like, man, fuck, I gotta say them again.
Oh yeah, I've gotta rewatch Courage, man. I've already done it multiple times, but there's never enough times.
The dog tried to talk to him, and the old man told him, "You stupid dog."
Stupid dog, you made me look bad.
Even then, it's like Courage was one of those series that you see the progression of Courage, and then we finally get to the point where we see what happened, why he's with Muriel, and we all go, what the heck?
Yeah. That finale, it's a shame that the show got canceled, but when they had to ended it on a perfect note, man. That finale was perfect.
Huh. I thought they actually said we're ending the series to end the series. It wasn't canceled.
Oh, I thought it was canceled.
As far as I know, I got the complete series years ago.
Either way, they ended it on the perfect note, man. I mean, because they wrapped it up by just giving that final note on the whole theme, which is it's okay to not be perfect. You don't have to be scared of that. And even if you are scared, you don't have to let that stop you from being the best version of yourself. That's the whole point of being brave.
Yeah. This still could did well, it's a whole lot of shows they ended from that in their areas, man. Like they were supposed to bring back well, they did bring back the Powerpuff Girls. That was different. I did know that.
Oh jeez, why'd they have to remake that?
Yeah, they brought them back. Yeah, they did another remake of the same cartoon shit, but I think it's like more updated in a way. But it didn't last long though.
No. I don't get that upset with bad remakes because when everybody was, dude, I still remember the all female Ghostbusters remake and how everybody was bitching about that one.
Yeah, I remember that.
But everyone was just potential. It ruined Ghostbusters. First of all, and who here actually saw the remake?
Which one, the female ones or the other ones?
The 2016.
The 2016 all-female remake. I thought it was okay.
I like it. It was like it was just getting something for the feminists. It just gave something for the feminists, for the female out here, so they can say we could be Ghostbusters too.
Me and Mark had the same mentality for why that movie failed. Mark, why do we hate that movie?
Oh, I hate. For me personally, I just hated the fact that that it made fun of men, and it was a middle finger to any of the Ghostbusters fans. The humor wasn't that great, but I just hate Jenny McCarthy with a fucking passion.
Jenna McCarthy or Melissa McCarthy? Is there another McCarthy out there?
Makes you
I
wonder.
don't know. Let me have a look. It's Melissa McCarthy that I just can't stand. I think it's just because, and I know a lot of actors do that, is they play like that one character. So like, you know, she could have been in a film that everybody loved, you know, 10 years ago, and she's just gone, I'm gonna do that with everyone, that's my thing. And it's just like, no one gives a shit. Like, I can't stand her. I think it's the worst thing in the world, but you know, obviously it's worked for her. But I just don't like, me personally, I'm not a big fan of remakes of films where it's like, right, let's make all men stupid, you know, let's take the piss out of it. And then when people come back, be like, yeah, but they do that with women. No, they don't. Like most films that I've been watching.
I don't think it was nearly as insulting as something like, say, Velma was for men. But that's just like, you know, those movies and those shows fail for a reason.
I think that they do, because a lot of the time it's, we need to make something that, I don't know how to say it. I feel like a lot of these things will just try and think of what's really funny. But yeah, if you turn this on to a, I don't know, like if you made, say, one like who was the character who played Egon, or the female version of Egon? In the Ghostbusters film.
No idea, sorry.
Okay, hang on.
I just want to throw this in there while you're researching that. For anybody who says that it ruined Ghostbusters, just like I think if you would just go and watch the original Ghostbusters, you'll realize it's still there, guys. We're good.
Yeah.
Ghostbusters is okay.
No. Kate McKinnon.
Yeah, Kate McKinnon. Right. So from what you just said, Chris, is I don't believe that it ruined the franchise, because again, that's like saying, it ruined my childhood. You've already had the childhood. It doesn't exist. Well, the childhood exists, but nothing can shape or take away from it. So I have no problem with the way that Ghostbusters is in general, because, you know, I'm not a super hardcore fan. Thundercats Roar fucking can't stand, because that shat on the entire thing, and so on and so on. But that's completely different. But,
so like, I actually have to disagree with you on the whole 2016 thing.
Okay.
No, they did chat. They have come out and said, if you're original Ghostbusters fan, don't come see 2016 Don't come
what? Oh my god,
Yeah.
that's a real way to sell a product. Real way to sell a product, guys. Genius marketing.
Yeah.
But
See-
going to see it myself, the concept is there. Like, I really like how they incorporated more real life scenarios to explain the ghosts more. Okay, fine. I'm okay with that. But right at the end, when they go, oh, he's becoming the Ghostbuster symbol, I'm like, yes, I actually wanted that in the original movie. Like, yes, they're fighting the Ghostbuster symbol that's actually a ghost, like those cheap-ass ghosts. And when we found out the reasoning for it, you guys are complete and utter dicks. And where they shot it to, that was an insult to men. Like, I mean, and the jokes were hit and miss, but mostly misses because it seems like every other joke was either a lesbian or a queef joke or God knows what.
I guess I blocked those parts out because I don't really remember a whole lot of insults to men. But this is going to be a hot take right here. I still think it was better than the sequel. Not Afterlife. I thought that one was good, but the one with the Warlord ghost that came right after the first Ghostbusters movie, I still think that one sucked.
I mean, I haven't seen. Yeah, I have seen Ghostbusters. I haven't seen Afterlife, so I can't really like kind of talk on that one. Yeah, like I think it was the way they portrayed Kevin in the entire thing,
Yeah,
where you made stupid, like you made him purposely stupid, where it's like, I want a coffee. I brought you a cup of soil. That's not coffee, but coffee's made in the ground. Of course, Kevin, that is. And you obviously had, like, say, Kristen constantly trying to bang the shit out of Chris. Like, that was the whole thing. Like, the character, like, Aaron was.
Well, it is Chris Hemsworth.
Well,
yeah.
It seemed like Kristen's character was after Kevin, and then we got Miss Egon gal, Kate's character, banging on practically all four of them. I agree with I gotta look up the Red Letter Media's thing on it. Leslie Jones stole that movie. Like, she reacted accordingly. She was like, okay, we need to figure this out. We need to do a lot more research on this stuff. While the others are just kind of hitting on each other. Leslie was probably the most tame and tabled character out of that entire movie, besides the villain.
I think. I mean, I wasn't a big fan of Leslie's character, to be fair. But then again, like, I know she was good in it. I just wasn't a big fan of the character. But my point would be, out of all of them, Kate is the in my eyes at least, is the best looking one. So if you imagine that you did an entire, like, if you put her in a sexy outfit, made her completely like the same sort of trope as like what Chris's character was, people would be going like, fuck this guy, like, fuck that, like, this is the worst thing in the world, and things would be completely different. But because you had Chris being, I am good looking man, I am stupid, blah blah blah, I can't get anything right, then it just for me personally, it just ruins the entire experience. It was an alright film. I'm not going to say it was the best, but
it's one of the movies of all time.
But we can look at 2016 as this now. Okay, abandon a franchise. Okay, we're going to try to reboot it. Fans go, oh, nope, this sucks. This really sucks. Let's see, put 2016 on the pin. Got my golf club. Boom! Gone. Now we have Afterlife. And the new one coming out here within the next year or two.
Yeah, I'm wondering what they're going to do with the new ones. Are they just going to keep fighting Gozer? Because they've established in Afterlife that Gozer is like the sole authority of ghosts.
The dude paid Ernest, like, he ain't impressed with doing his role. The black guy, the dude. He said he not impressed with the arc or Red. He said he ain't impressed to do his role for the new ones.
You're saying he said, sorry, my left ear sucks right now.
He said he not impressed to do the new ones.
Oh, he
like
doesn't really want
the new one coming up. Yeah, he not impressed to do his roles on there.
He probably just wants to move on to other things.
I that's what I was thinking too. Like, he wasn't impressed on that. Like, I'm just doing this for the hell of it. Then get out the way. It's all good though. I mean, think about it. Ghostbusters came out in 1984, right? Or 88, something like that, right? The first one, right?
It's definitely an 80s film.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so, and we in 2023, 24, where are we going to? But still, like, damn, it's time for a break from the movie. Oh, you just replaced with new people. I mean, something.
I think what it is you can replace them. That's no problem. I just kind of feel like a lot of films, like people who want to remake these films or change stuff, I think generally just they either want to change it to what suits them, because like I mean, going back to Thundercats Raw, like when watching the information back, like the video back, where the guy was like, "This is what I want to make Thundercats. This is what I envisioned." No one gave a shit back then, like of what they wanted to make it silly and stupid, because that's not it. But I think that if you are going to remake it, then stick to what the film it was like. Change it up, but don't make it like, oh, let's make all men really stupid and horrible. Let's do this instead. Let's make all women the better people in this. Like, yeah, let's make the men not funny. And I just think it should be. You need to kind of see how it is, because you're just going to alienate a load of people. Like, the Ghostbusters community.
What is it? We don't have enough female protagonists or strong female leads. That was it.
The fact is, you have so many strong female protagonists and stuff, but you don't have to say, let's make all female protagonists super powerful, but then dumb down men, and then vice versa. You don't turn around and say, okay, let's make all men superior, but then bring women down. Like, you don't do that sort of stuff. Like, I don't understand it, and it's just this battle. Like, when you look at new films now,
it's just bad writing, and they're trying to hide behind politics to disguise the fact that they just kind of suck at writing a good story and good characters.
Exactly. And this goes for Disney and making their remakes. Okay, make it a remake. Remake it in a live action setting. Don't force crap down our throats.
Yeah.
Actually look at what work. Don't fix what isn't already been broken, or don't fix what doesn't need to be broken.
Yeah. Honestly, those live action remakes genuinely feel kind of icky, because like they're taking characters that we grew up with, and they're basically saying, yeah, forget those guys. These are those characters now. Those other characters, yeah, no, forget them.
So what are they going to do for the Robin Hood remake? Are we going to get people in fursuits, or are they going to digitally animate fur skin on everyone? Like
that movie.
What happened to that diversity?
That movie deserves a sequel, not a remake, a genuine like animated sequel. There's more that they can do with that. That and Alice in Wonderland. Do Looking Glass Wars right now, Disney. You've got an opportunity. The actress who voiced Alice is still alive. Do it!
I want to shoot you for mentioning the Tim Burton remakes of Alice in Wonderland. Those were terrible.
Okay. I'll give those movies this. They actually, there was a semblance of a genuine effort there, which is more than I can say for most.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. There was effort with Tim Burton. Tim Burton does actually pretty decent work with anything he puts his mind to.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like...
Stay to your original works, Tim. Please.
I mean, like, I'll give Tim Burton this. I love... I don't love a lot of his works, but I will always give him this, and I will always stand by him because of this. He is not afraid to try new things. He is not afraid to stick to his roots as an artist and experiment. Consequences be damned. He's just going all out with what he thinks might work with what he wants to try, and I love him for that. And I think that, and you can feel that genuine effort behind the Alice in Wonderland remakes too. But the Alice in Wonderland is supposed to be an out-of-body experience. It's supposed to be nonsensical. It's supposed to be an exploration of that part of the imagination that just wants to get away, get anywhere. It's not Game of Thrones.
Okay, that's
the first movie tries to make it this whole like political, this hyper complex political conundrum. Alice has got to beat the Jabberwocky to overthrow a tyranny. The Cheshire Cat could literally eat the world. Just have him teleport behind the Red Queen, slit her throat. Boom. The Make Me Big potion. Mass produce that, and you've got an army of giants. You've got so many solutions. You don't need Alice in this.
No, my Jabba Waka Waka.
Hey, hell, my Jabba Berry Waka, eh?
but Charlie and the Chocolate Factory was bad.
It had, oh my god, the visuals were great. And I like how they actually try to go the next step with the songs and with the kids. Like, you know, instead of that one kid being obsessed with cowboy movies, he's a gamer. He's a hyper gamer, and like Violet's Violet's mom is a cliche soccer mom who makes her hyper competitive, and she's sort of the product of that environment. It does like nothing else right though.
Like, he tried to update the times on it, which I completely understand. Going back to Red Letter Media, this Charlie did not feel like a child. He did not feel
you could cast that kid as
genuine enough.
He was too perfect. I mean, like, cause the original Charlie was a good kid, but like he was still a kid. He had his selfish moments. He straight up stole the drink, whatever it was called. Fizzy lifting drink. Thank you. This other kid could be cast as Jesus.
Yeah, and we're quoting. I believe we're quoting Nostalgia Critic now.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Speaking of Doug Walker, am I the only one who thinks people are a little too hard on him? Like he's the skits are a little much. I think there was the whole change the channel controversy was the thing, but even then he wasn't like, you know, he was far from the main perpetrator of that. He is barely mentioned in those documents at all, actually. And for a lot of his flaws as a skit maker, his skits have at least been getting more tolerable, and he's still a good critic at the end of the day.
Yeah, like most of his skits, he actually painstakingly watches these movies, like he says, in his openings all the time. He does fair reviews. That's why I like him, and I respect him for what he does. And same with Red Letter Media. They do a fair and honest review, and the one thing that all four of them have in common is that they are film buffs. They've gone to college for this stuff. They've sat down and looked at the actors and what they've done before. Like when they reviewed It, the remakes, like they were good remakes for what it was. They followed the book a bit more. But they looked at some of the scenes compared to like what the miniseries did and went, "Oh, this was a strange update. Why did they do this? I want more kids stuff, but you put all this lore into, I think the first chapter is around 1 hour and 40 minutes to 2 hours, and then the second part is around 3 hours. Like, if you could sit through Star Wars a few times. I had to do that for Revenge of the Sith. That was painful.
Revenge of the Sith is great. What are you talking about?
No, I'm saying I went to see that in theaters, and I didn't realize we were in there for almost 2.5 hours. Like, it was bright and sunny when we went in, and it was like pitch black when we walked out of that theater. Like, that's how much of a drastic change it was. And it was fun. But yeah, some people are really hard on critics. And
artists in general.
Yeah.
I think, though, what we've learned from bad movies recently, just in bad things in general, if you barely put in any effort and tried to hide it all behind politics, which is a fickle thing. I mean, like, this year's zeitgeist might become cringe next year. It's just that's going to be forgotten. The stuff that sticks is stuff that comes from the heart. I mean, the Star Wars prequels hated for a long time, but now because of projects like the Clone Wars, which gave a better picture of what Lucas was going for with the prequels, and just, you know, giving it time, giving it just, you know, letting history play out. The prequels are vindicated now. People love them, and even when they were hated, they were a genuine passion project from a guy who just said, fuck it, I'm going to do what I want to do. You're more likely to hit a home run if you just go all out. You know, that's what being an artist is. It's saying, fuck it, I'm going to take this risk. If I make a bad thing, that happens. There are worse things in life, but I'm not going to point at like a big shadow or something. Just if you think you have an idea that is worth a lot, go out, let it get what it's worth, but don't try to don't half-ass it.
I don't know. I think a lot of these companies now, that when they do remake stuff, they just don't care, and it's more, we'll half-ass it because we know there are people that they'll know that they have the fan base, so it brings in money, and then it's just like, why isn't no one watching our films? It's because they're shit. Why is no one doing it? That's the fans. The fans don't like it.
Yeah, but I mean, the executives are kind of victims in this whole thing too. If you make a project that bombs, I mean, we remember what happened with John Carter. An executive got fired because of how badly that movie performed. I mean, like, if they can take all the risks they want, but if it bombs, that could mean their ass and their job. But I think at the end of the day, it's just that tightrope relationship between the business side of art and the artistic side of it. I mean, because at the end of the day, you just got to find a balance between those two things, and that's easier said than done. But we see what happens when that balance is found, like with Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, with Across the Spider-Verse. You know, I still imagine that whole conversation behind after Into the Spider-Verse was just like, whatever you're doing here, it's working, keep doing it, we'll give you whatever money you need. Just, you know, you bring these guys on here, you should be instead of trying to micromanage and prevent risk, you should be going about whatever measures you can to minimize damage so that the artist can have the freedom to do what you pay them to do. I think that's the whole philosophy Pixar used to run on. Used to being the operative words. I have to quote somewhere here. Sorry, you go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, I think if you make the films like Into the Spider-Verse, and like how if you just tell a good story, that's what people want to see. Like the whole thing of what I have considered when it comes to films in general is, for X amount of time, you are immersed in whatever story you're telling, and that's what you want. You want to be immersed. You want to go in, you know, say you had a shitty day, you know, you absolutely fucking hated it, you know, the world is dragging you down, politics getting on regardless of what side you're on, you absolutely hate everything, and all of a sudden you sit down in a film for 2 hours or whatever, gone. But the way that people now are is like, let's bring in the politics, let's bring in it, you know, men are bad, women are bad. It's like, fuck, I'm now being told, you know, we tell you what you have to do. And then when you look at Into the Spider-Verse, like, I haven't seen it yet, I really do, or Across the Spider-Verse, whichever one it is, it makes you forget, and it's such a fun film from the look of it. You know, it makes you want to go do it. It makes you want to just forget about it, so you can come out and go, do you know what, that film was really good.
Makes you feel like a kid again.
Yeah, exactly. And like, some films I've not enjoyed at all, and I find it's very irritating that I personally can't find a decent film that makes me like fall in love with it. And that's the reason why I get immersed in old TV shows. Like I watch Star Trek, like religiously I watch Star Trek, but it brings me back to a time where I can learn from it, or I can experience and go, do you know what, even like Deep Space Nine is fucking full of politics. It's politics that don't evolve around the world. Like it's not going to have real world consequences. I'm not going to see Gul Dukat suddenly turn up in the Oval Office or over here in the UK and be like, Bajoran workers. I'm not going to see that sort of shit. But to the point where I can forget about it, or I can watch an entire series and just enjoy myself, and not be preached at every single time.
Exactly, man. I think whatever side of the ideological aisle you come from, no one likes being told what to do.
No, exactly.
Or how to think. We had enough of that shit in school with the bad kinds of teachers who tried to teach us what to think instead of how to think. We don't need that bullshit in adulthood.
Yeah, exactly. And this is what kind of gets me with when looking at, like, say, let's say The Little Mermaid. I don't care about what color she is. I just want a story. Even if I was a fan of Jenny McCarthy, I'd be looking at Melissa McCarthy. Sorry. I don't know
it's
who.
so bad
who
we don't know.
Who's Jenny McCarthy? Why is she in my head?
This is a preview for our X-Files episode, guys. The truth is out there. Jenny McCarthy is out there.
I think we need to sit down and maybe we'll do a watch of
no, apparently this is Jenny McCarthy. I don't know why I keep saying Jenny McCarthy. She was in Playboy magazine. Okay, fair dues. I don't know why I keep calling her that, but Melissa McCarthy. Yeah. Sorry to go on.
I don't know. I think Melissa had the body type and the feel for Ursula. She didn't have the acting skills for Ursula. There was a better actress.
I keep hearing her performance was fine. I keep hearing one of the more consistent things I hear about the movie is that she was one of the better things about it.
She was, and that's the sad part.
Yeah, I mean, regardless of like how people, I just hate Melissa so fucking much. But again, like, I don't know, if people are starting to put politics into a kids film, or a young adults film, whatever, it just puts people off. Like, it's the reason why the thing doesn't do very well. Like, everyone could do a bang up, like, amazing job on the actual film and absolutely be like top game, like the best actors and actresses, or that you can do. But the second you put something in like politics and that and try and turn it to something, it turns people off. I mean, look at, like, say, Super Mario, Sonic, all these films that are just, here is fan service, here is everything to do with the fans. People enjoy it, and that's what people need, rather than, well, it looks like this has got politics in there. Well, that's not, same things like with some of the Marvel films. Like, I generally will not go near a Marvel film until I know it's really good, because
I'm so sick of the MCU, man.
Yeah, from the way it looks like, I think it's going to start. They're going to pull back a lot, because Secret Invasion isn't doing very well, and it depends on what you're trying to kind of do. And I feel like if it's meant to be darker, more interesting, what it's meant to do, then you've had shows that have absolutely destroyed it. And these are the things that it makes it really hard. Like, I didn't really mind She-Hulk. It's not like, oh my god, I need to watch it. I watched it because I enjoyed it. So there are some ones that I didn't really enjoy. Multiverse of Madness, Doctor Strange. But it just gets to me that we're now in this day and age where everything has to be in there. Weed. Like, I don't like weed. I'm going to say it. I don't care whoever takes it. That's your business. But then when I watch Legends, to me, it's not something that I like. But I know what it means to other people, and I know what it can do. But like when I watched Legends of Tomorrow, like the first couple of seasons were amazing, but then they had to change it so that they could get the drug jokes in, the weed jokes and stuff, and that ruined it for me. Because it wasn't delivered in the right way. It's like, you know, when you have your uncle or your dad who's like, oh, I've just tried the devil's lettuce for the first time, and oh boy, and you're like, oh, it's so cringe, like that's not funny. What are you doing? That's how Legends went. It's like, it's like, right, we've got to take down this person, like this big bad. Sorry, I can't do it. I'm way too high for this. Or if I'm too high, I can't do anything. Let me go off and get inspiration or whatever. And it just ruins stuff. What happens to good storytelling? It just goes out the entire... Yeah, it just goes massively out the window. And this is what a lot of people don't kind of get in Hollywood. They need to go, what is an interesting story? This is an interesting story. People like this. Go.
I think one good way to tell a story, base it on themes that are timeless. That's what fairy tales get right. That's what anime gets right, because too many movies are basing shit in political themes, and again, that is fickle, man. It does not last.
Yeah. When you say you base it on... Oh, sorry, go on.
This is the problem, and I've said it before, and I'm going to say it again. Don't let your cause become a fad. Because you let it become a fad, then
You're cheaping it.
Yeah. Oh, look. We're going to start race swapping everyone, so it's more diverse. No, you're just being an idiot at this point. Because we're going to race swap all these other iconic characters. We're going to get to the end of the year. Okay, what's 2024? Oh, we got to get Mexican Superman in there. No, that's been done. Let's reboot Superman in general. Back to when Henry Cavill. No, we can't do that. It was too controversial. Okay, what else can we do? And yes, I'm bringing up Superman as the biggest one because Henry was amazing.
He was.
And he actually cared about his fans.
Yeah. And they completely fucked him.
Yeah.
On 3 different shows.
I think what it is it's these sorts of shows or movies that, as you said, Chris, before, where you just basically, you have like a theme right now. You don't want that, because let's say, for example, like Supergirl, like for an entire, like most of the season, and it's the one thing that fucking annoyed me more than anything was when they started to bring in Donald Trump into Supergirl, and it was the topics at the time.
What?
Yeah, so I'll explain. Right. So at the end of one season, you did the whole the Superman story, where what happens if it's the Red Sun story. So Superman lands in Russia instead. Yeah. So it's what happens if Superman was raised by Russians? That's the whole story. So he didn't land in Red Sun. So in this thing for like this story for Supergirl is at the end of one season, a cliffhanger happens where they've all had fun, and then all of a sudden you see an adult version of Supergirl going up to a Russian base, and it's like, oh my shit, that's going to be fucking amazing. And that would have been the best storyline for the next season. You have someone that looks like Clara, you have someone that it looks exactly like Supergirl, and they go off and fuck shit up for Supergirl, absolutely destroying her reputation, and you think, that's fucking amazing. That would be the best storyline you could go with. And that's, say you have 24 episodes. For majority of 18 episodes, it was all, so aliens are now treated as actual aliens, as in, everyone hates them. So you have this whole storyline of hatred. And the fact is, you have Alex, who's come out as a lesbian, and she gets with a girl, and all Supergirl's friends are accepting of Alex's relationship. Alex's girlfriend's father doesn't like it, and they have this huge, massive argument. and she's like, what the fuck do you think like you're doing? Or she doesn't swear, she's like, you know, what are you doing? You can't be happy for me. And this guy goes, there are people out there who want to build a wall, they want to keep people like you apart. And I'm like, oh my god, what the fuck is this storyline? And I can understand that they wanted to tell this story of how everyone should be accepting, everyone should love each other, and that's true. But they went for ages, and then they had this entire storyline of this Sons of Anarchy or something like that, or Sons of whatever, and they hated all aliens, so therefore you had to get rid of them, you had to kill them. You know, you could have a kid that's an alien that could be running around, kill the kid, or kill that person that's trying to help, like, support his family. And it irritated me, because then they go, oh shit, there's evil Supergirl, let's make 5 episodes all dedicated to her. And you're like, why are you putting politics in this? Why the fuck are you putting politics in this? It doesn't need to be it, because when we look back in, like, say 10 years at this Supergirl season, people are gonna be like, oh, that's cringe that they did that. And they're gonna be, we were told to. No, just, you had a good fucking storyline and you fucking ruined it. Sorry, that's my Supergirl rant.
No, I fully agree with you. Wasn't it the first 3 seasons, it was all about feminism or something?
I don't know about season 1. Season 1 was like actually really good, but that was written by HBO Max or something, or whoever had it, and then the CW got it, and then it was the same thing. Like, I didn't mind if there was feminism in it. I didn't really give a shit about it. As in, like, that, you know, it was good for that sort of story, but it just got to the point where politics overdid it, and that's what Supergirl was all the time. And you know, they couldn't even finish off their season that well, because, you know, look at the Flash. Like, you had an entire episode of Dreamer, which should have been in fucking Supergirl, because that's a Supergirl character, and I really like Dreamer, but the entire thing of her becoming the Dreamer really irritated me, because it took away something from the Flash, and it took one decent episode away, even though the Flash became trash. But yeah, it just
I don't. It was inevitable.
Yeah, and it irritates me that we have to have politics and we have to have real life consequences in a TV show about a girl flying about from a different planet that can shoot lasers out of her eyes.
We go to movies and shows to get away from that shit.
Yeah,
and,
exactly.
and that's what it should be.
Yeah,
I did not feel that for a lot of Disney live action remakes. That's why I don't care if these people come after me. It's because I grew up around that age when these movies were being released, and I go, I can see what they're going for, but no, you fail in my eyes. It's hard to watch. Jurassic Park should have stayed at the 30 movies. It didn't need to go into world. What was it a nice segue? Yes. What's another series I've watched recently? X-Files didn't need season 10, 11, and that weird movie.
Well, you're pushing an IP for money, but also I think you hit the nail on the head just a second ago. All of these writers feel the need to deconstruct everything, and you know, it can work. I can think of several great stories that have done that and have worked so well because of that. You know, BoJack Horseman, Metal Gear Solid, Game of Thrones before it fell to shit. It can work.
I know the greatest example right now for this. Futurama. We are getting an 11th season after how many years? Like, that ended on a good cliffhanger to make you go, wait a minute. They stopped time, now they're going back to the beginning, thanks to Farnsworth. Okay, that's a great ending. Why does it need another season?
It's simple for Futurama. Like, either people are so fucking annoyed with The Simpsons, so they decide to go back to the actual decent series that you can have so many different adventures with, and not get kind of irritated or something like that. Like, I don't mind no, I actually tell a lie. I fucking hate The Simpsons because it's shit. Futurama I could actually generally watch because it actually is a nice show. Fucking just Futurama. Like, I thought they carried that on, the whole time story thing, because I know I've seen stuff where they're like, oh, we've now pulled you back out from time. So I didn't know that was the last one, and then it's now been like years later. So,
but yeah, rants aside, I think that's a good place to end it, really.
I actually have a really good quote we can end this on. It's from Ed Catmull. He's an American computer scientist. He co-founded Pixar, and once upon a time he was the president of Walt Disney Animation Studios. There was a book he published, I think it was him who published it. It's called Creativity Inc. He talks a lot about the philosophy that made Pixar so successful. Here's a really good quote that I think a lot of creatives can take to heart. Making the process better, easier, and cheaper is an important aspiration, something we continually work on, but it is not the goal. Making something great is the goal. Hang on a sec. Rather than trying to prevent all errors, we should assume, as is almost always the case, that our people's intentions are good and that they want to solve problems. Give them responsibility, let the mistakes happen, and let people fix them. Management's job is not to prevent risk, but to build the ability to recover.